are back with another topic of electronic devices, and today we are dealing with operational amplifiers. In this session, we will talk about the differential amplifier working, its equivalent circuit, and the characteristics. So let's get started. We already know that an amplifier is used for converting signal strength of a particular wave with adding external noises. But an operational amplifier is commonly known as op-amp, which holds a 2-input and single output differential voltage amplifier, which is characterized by high gain, high input impedance and low output impedance. Depending on its feedback circuit and biasing, an op-amp is used to add, subtract, multiply, divide, and can even perform calculus operations like differentiation and integration. These op-amps are very popular construction blocks in the electronic circuits. Op-amps are used for a variety of applications such as AC and DC signal amplification, filters, oscillators, voltage regulators, comparators, and in most of the consumer and manufacturing devices. Op-amps display a little dependence on temperature changes, which makes them ideal building blocks in electronic circuits. Now let's see what a differential amplifier is. All operational amplifier consists a differential amplifier at their input stage. For an example, if two different voltages Vi1 and Vi2 signals are connected with the two input terminals of the op-amp, the produced output signal is equal to the difference, which is Vi1 minus Vi2 between the two signals. Thus, it can be stated that the differential amplifiers amplify the variation between two voltages measured for a common source. The diagram represents two transistors, Q1 and Q2, having identical characteristics. The input signals Vi1 and Vi2 are connected to the base terminals of Q1 and Q2 sequentially. The differential amplifier has two output terminals, VO1 and VO2. Ideally, the output voltage is 0 while both the inputs are equal. When Vi1 is greater than Vi2, the output terminal VO1 is positive and VO2 becomes negative. Now when Vi2 is greater than Vi1, the output terminal VO2 is positive while VO1 becomes negative. The output VO is given by VO is equal to AD multiplied by Vi1 minus Vi2 whole, where AD is the differential gain. Equivalent circuit of an ideal op-amp. The diagram represents an equivalent circuit of an ideal op-amp. The input voltage VDIFF is the voltage difference between V1 and V2. Zin is the input impedance, while the Zout is the output impedance. The gain parameter is known as the open loop gain. If an op-amp doesn't have any feedback from the output to either of the inputs, it is said to be working in an open loop configuration. An ideal op-amp displays infinite open loop gain, infinite input impedance, zero output impedance, infinite voltage swing, infinite bandwidth, infinite slew rate, as well as zero input offset voltage. Operational amplifier characteristics. An ideal op-amp has infinite input impedance to limit any flow of current from the supply toward the op-amp circuit. However, when the op-amp is used in applications, some sort of negative feedback is provided externally. Due to this negative feedback, the input impedance becomes Zin is equal to open bracket 1 plus AOL beta close bracket multiplied by Zi, where Zin is equal to the input impedance without feedback, AOL is equal to open loop gain, beta is equal to feedback factor, which is 1 for voltage follower. The impedance of the signal sources connected to the input of an op-amp need to be very much smaller than the amplifier input impedance to evade signal loss. Output impedance or Zout. Theoretically, an ideal op-amp has zero output impedance. This indicates that the output voltage is independent of the output current. Therefore, an ideal op-amp can function as a perfect internal voltage source with zero internal resistance, so that maximum current can be directed to the load. Practically, the output impedance of the op-amp is influenced by the negative feedback, and it is given by Zout, which is equal to Zo by open bracket 1 plus AOL beta close bracket, where Zo is equal to the output impedance of op-amp without feedback, AOL is equal to the open loop gain, beta is equal to the feedback factor. Load impedances attached at the output of the op-amp must be larger than the output impedance circuit to withdraw any significant loss of output as a voltage drop over Zout. Open loop gain, AVO. Open loop gain of an op-amp can be described as the gain of the op-amp when there is no feedback from the output to both of its inputs. In the case of an ideal op-amp, the theoretical gain is infinite, while the practical value reaches from 20,000 to 2 lakh. Bandwidth. An ideal op-amp is able to amplify any frequency signal from DC to the highest AC frequencies. So it can be assumed that it has an infinite frequency response. Consequently, the bandwidth of an ideal op-amp should be infinite. In practical circuits, the bandwidth of an op-amp is limited by high gain bandwidth product, CMRR or common mode rejection ratio. CMRR is determined as the ability of an op-amp to reject the common mode input signal. CMRR is a very important dimension of an op-amp. An ideal op-amp disposes infinite CMRR. In practical circuits, it is calculated by CMRR is equal to 20 log base 10 open bracket AD by mod AC close bracket dB, where AD is equal to the differential gain and AC is equal to the common mode gain of the op-amp. Offset voltage or VIO. The input offset voltage represents the required differential DC voltage between the input terminals to make the output 0 volts with the ground. In the case of an ideal op-amp, it is having 0 offset voltage, whereas practical op-amps show some small offset. Slew rate. It is determined as the highest change of output voltage per unit time. Moreover, it is expressed as volts per second. An ideal op-amp has an infinite slew rate, but in case of practical op-amps, the slew rate is inherently limited by the inadequate internal drive currents of the op-amp and also by the internal capacitances designed to neutralize high frequency oscillations. Op-amp characteristic table. In this table, we can see all the characteristics of an ideal as well as a practical operational amplifier. This is all about this session, and today we have learned Introduction to Operational Amplifier, Op-amp as differential amplifier, equivalent circuit of an ideal op-amp, characteristics of an operational amplifier. We will meet again in the next session of operational amplifiers. Till then, keep watching and keep learning. Thank you and goodbye.